sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2336. Is AI content allowed on social media? Some people ask this question we get asked a lot. But first I have to say happy Christmas Eve, because for you guys, you're on the 23rd, I'm on the 24th. It's Christmas Eve here and getting ready for, I've just finished work for the day, and I'm not going back to work till Saturday, my time, which will be Friday, your time. So yeah, I've got the next couple of days off, but it's just the way how it works. It's awesome. So yes, happy Christmas Eve. Let's see where we're up to. All right. So is AI content allowed on social media? There is a common myth floating around that social media platforms punish AI-generated content. That's simply not true. Today's episode will set that record straight. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok do allow AI-generated content. These platforms care more about the value than the tool you use. Spammy content performs poorly no matter how it is made. So if you're doing spammy content on AI, yeah, it's gonna be poor. It's gonna perform poorly anyway. Thoughtful content wins with or without AI. So focus on clarity, engagement, and real insight. That is what platforms reward. What are the and with AI, you can get very specific on questions and asking it to make an engaging topic. There was one prompt video I saw on TikTok, I think it was. Might have been on TikTok, where you can put in what your niche is and say, give me 12 topics, frequently discussed topics on whatever your niche market is. And it will give you 12 topics. Then you ask it to go and create 30 questions for each topic. Now you have 360, yes, I know it's 5 days short, 360 questions that you can answer throughout the year, creating the information that people are wanting to hear on those topics. It makes it very interesting to read. If you blame AI for poor performance, you miss the real problem. Content quality. AI is not the issue. Lack of connection is. So if you put in poorly worded prompts and it spits out the same, you think, oh, that's great. And then you get on there and it does nothing. Maybe you want to go back and look at the prompt again. Did you ask the right question in the right way? Yes, there are ways to answer questions, and we will be answering that in another podcast coming up. So don't blame AI for poor performance. You're going to have to look at yourself and see, what questions did I ask? Did I ask them in the right way? Did I give it a good prompt to work from? Or did I just say, come up with anything related to XYZ topic? It has no direction. It's just going to spit out some stuff. And you're going to think, oh, this is great. No, you have to be specific on what you're asking. And you can even ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to write a blog about using photographs on social media, but I'm not exactly sure how to ask it and how I want it. Ask it for its own prompt and then start a new chat with that prompt when it gives it to you. Yeah. I also learned too, the other thing I've learned about AI too, is that, what was it we were doing? There was a course I was on. Oh, we were having ChatGPT rate itself. Like we were doing our LinkedIn profiles. And so we'd have the profile, would give it the content that it needed. It would then go in and, oops, I need to plug it. Hang on, there we go. It would then go in and write this blurb for our LinkedIn profiles. And then we would go and say, rate this out of 10. And it would go and rate itself out of 10. And it might give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, what changes do we need to make this a 10 out of 10 profile? And then it will come back with suggestions. So we constantly had it grading itself until it gave itself a perfect score. And then we went in and we were reading the whole way along going, yeah, that sounds good. But it was only rating itself like an 8 out of 10. What could it do better? So it's like, what changes do we need to make to this to make it a 10 out of 10 profile? And so we'll go and give a suggestion on changes, and we'll go, okay, make those changes. And then we'll go, now rate the what you've just put out. And so we were constantly getting ChatGPT to rate itself and then asking, what do we need to do to make this a 10 out of 10? We finally got to 10 out of 10 profiles. It was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting at times what ChatGPT came back. But the quality of your prompts is going to determine the quality of the material that it produces. So always remember that. You are the driver. You are telling it what to do. You are in command. AI is not in command. AI is not taking over. You're putting your thoughts in there. You're putting your emotions in there. You're putting your stuff. You're putting you into this, and you want it to reflect back that, but make it engaging in content as well. Stop worrying about the tool and start focusing on how your content serves your audience. That is the real algorithm hack. There are so many videos out there. When you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you see all these reels and videos that tell you, hey, do this, we've cracked the code over here. Go and check them out, not necessarily purchase. And you want another hack? I will take the links for those and I will drop them into ChatGPT and I will say, please break this. This person is advertising, da, 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 da. Please break these steps down for me so I can do them. And it will go in and it will break the steps. It doesn't do it on videos though, because you need to put in the transcript of the video. But if you've got a website, you can put in there, hey, they were sending us to this website. You can copy the link and drop it into ChatGPT and go, they're sending us this website. They're claiming they can do da, da, da. How legit is this business? And there's times that, some of the ones that's come back with and it goes, here's what they're promoting. And it will tell you if they have testimonies on there or not. And then they will turn around and say things like, what was one of the ones that said? It said, oh, here are the red flags for this business. And it will talk about the red flags on the business. And if you weren't concerned about those red flags, you might want to go ahead and purchase it. You might not. But at least it gives you another perspective, and it's a non-biased perspective that you're getting as well. You might be might be looking through rose-colored glasses because this sounds like the package that you need to get everything going and make all this money, blah, 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 blah. But then when you read through and then you get an unbiased opinion, these are the red flags that we see. It's like, okay, maybe not. So stop worrying about the tool and start focusing on the content that serves your audience. This is what are they looking for? You can ask ChatGPT or ask, what's the other ones we use? Perplexity or any of the other AI platforms out there. Ask them. And if you're not sure whether to believe ChatGPT or Perplexity or one of the other ones, put the same question in each one and then have them all answer. They will all answer basically the same, but there will be some differences. I've done that a few times where I've taken a question and I've put into ChatGPT, I've put the same question into Perplexity, I put the same question into, what was the other one I put the question into? Excuse me, can't remember. But Perplexity and ChatGPT came up with kind of the same answers, but worded very differently. And some had points in that the other one did not. Some had bullet points, the other one did not, and vice versa. So between the two of them, I got a bit more of a clearer picture. And then I would take the response from Perplexity and put it into ChatGPT, take the ChatGPT response and put it into Perplexity and go, hey, I got given this answer. Can you please go through, have a look at it? Whatever I can't remember the exact wording of the question. So then it will go through and it would rate the other answer and point out the red flags on each other's answers. It was hilarious. It was a very interesting exercise to do. So our closing thought is AI is not the villain. Bad content fails because it's bad, not because it used AI. You can still create bad content just by yourself. You can also create bad content with AI by the prompts that you give it. If you give good, clear, and concise prompts that are very exact on what you want and not wishy-washy, you will get good stuff back. So if you have any questions or want to talk through about how this applies to your content, to your businesses, to your social media, please send us a private message and let's chat about your AI strategy. So with that, we're going to say go out, have a super fantastic sparkling Christmas Eve for those in the States, super fantastic sparkling Christmas Eve for those already on the 24th, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening. Tomorrow night, it's just Merry Christmas from New Zealand is all it's going to be. It's going to be a quick, short one because it's Christmas Day. So we'll catch you